Hey guys, so I'm going to do a review of a Thai film today called The Victim. It's from 2006. The plot basically focuses on an actress named Ting, and she gets her big break when she's asked by the police or hired by the police to act as the slain female victims in crime scene reenactments. Now, in Thailand, they do live reenactments of crime scenes, usually with the suspect of the crime handcuffed, and they hire or get someone to act as the slain victim and do these like live action reenactments. And she portrays the female victim in multiple crime scene reenactments. And she gets pretty popular from doing this. She's even asked to sign autographs. She's pretty happy about it. And at every crime scene reenactment, she prays or talks to the victim she's acting as, and kind of tells them that she's sorry for having to do this, and kind of asks for forgiveness, I guess, if she's disturbing them. And each of the crime scenes, you see the victim, like their spirit. She doesn't see, or anybody else around doesn't see, but the audience sees the deceased in different ways. So everything's going fine. She's getting popular, and then she's asked to do a reenactment of a very publicized murder of a former Miss Thailand. Her name is Min, or Mean, who was supposedly murdered by her husband. Now, when she prepares and does research to portray Mean, is when she starts to actually see things, and supernatural activity begins to occur around her. She has nightmares. She's seeing things in everyday life, and yeah, so that's when the real stuff begins. Now, up until the middle of the film, I was really enjoying it because I'm a big fan of Thai horror films. To me, out of like most of the countries that I've watched horror films from, Thai ranks really closely to Japan, and almost a little higher, because on average I tend to rate Thai horror films that I watch, or I've watched other ones, but mostly horror. I generally rate them higher than um films I watch from horror films, not all films, horror films from Japan. So Thai and Japan, or Thailand and Japan, are really close for me. So I expect a lot from Thai horror films. So I can be a bit critical because I expect a lot because I've seen some really great ones. And with The Victim, like I said, it was really good. Well, it was getting good. There was some creepy imagery. It was just doing good for me. Then toward the middle of the film, the plot kind of changes. And to me, it almost it could have been like a totally different movie, but the plot changes, and I felt it kind of disturbed the flow of the story, because then we kind of go into this whole other movie than what we were watching. And this other plot is okay. I just would have preferred to have one or the other, not like a split of both, because it just, like I said, disturbed the flow of the movie and kind of just affected my overall enjoyment of it, because I felt it got a little draggy too, because we kind of switched off from the pacing and the development of one storyline into something totally different. I'm not going to ruin it for you in case you watch it, but yeah, it just, I think this could have been good. It was just that kind of I guess writing decision to do that in the movie wasn't something I agreed with, and I didn't. The acting was good, and it's not the writing wasn't bad. I mean, it was interesting in both parts. I just kind of preferred the first part more than the second part. So overall, just because of that, I give the film a 6 out of 10. It had some of the common Thai, because I have yet to watch a Thai horror film that doesn't have a twist. And this one had a few, which were okay, but just that break and just the change of plot kind of messed it up for me, but it was overall a decent film. So that was my review of The Victim, and this is the 8th day of the 31 Days of Horror. And I meant to upload it yesterday, but yesterday was like hectic for me and I wasn't feeling that great. But yeah, I'll get to uploading and try to be on time with that. I'm trying. But yes, the 8th day of the 31 Days of Horror. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Bye.